Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Sink the Bismarck. Which, incidentally, if you have not heard the old Johnny Horton song, I suggest you give it a listen to. Apparently, the song inspired the movie, and I don't recall who did the movie, but it was done in black and white. Um, even though it was done in like the 1960s. So, anyway, exciting. Big news, big news, big news. No, maybe not. Not really, actually. We've got our Nassau class going up against the Hannibal class, which there again, I don't see the British as having enough. I'm gonna go ahead and include that ship in the division. And then let me see here. I'm gonna. Let's go ahead and put you on follow. I think before too much longer, our destroyers actually are going to be due for a refit. Um, oh, and then. Well, at least we got two of them. Come on. Oh man, and then we got three torpedo hits onto that guy. problem is that the British ships all have low fuel right now. And since only 2 guns are able to track onto them, why not? And are we going to get at least... Yeah, we're going to get at least 2 hits. Oh wow, they left a lot earlier than I figured they would. And the battleship Superb is about to take 2. Oh. Sort of, well, we did put the stereoscopic on. I don't know why, it feels like the graphics are a little bit smoother, more fine-tuned. I don't know, there's something going on with the graphics, and it's not a bad thing. It's not in a bad way. Those 5.9s hit him. And then looks like we took a hit from the battleship's 5.2-inch gun. And that caused enough damage. Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad we got the new light cruisers on the way. That's See, this is how they used to get 8 guns to bear, but now that we have super firing turrets, we can just space them out. Let's go off the... Wow, his forward belt and his aft belt are more heavily armored than his main belt. That's very peculiar. Very, very peculiar. So the Blücher actually was a lot larger than the cruiser that we had designed. Or the one that we designed had come in, well, that I had designed, had come in at 12,000 tons. Though we don't have that that format yet, so I think it's going to be a short-lived one, to be honest. 130,000 tons, and we're looking at refits now, so 22,000 tons. I think we're going to be okay. All right, so we've got the Prince Regent Luitpold, which this is going to take 4 months. And then if we take this refit, that's going to be half the time. So let's go ahead, do it. And we can go ahead and nix the second one and leave the third one alone. So that's going to take 2 months. Okay, and the question now becomes, how much tonnage do we need to actually take Ireland? If we can take Ireland, that pretty much secures our entire northern flank. Wales and Northern Ireland are their own independent countries right now, which is honestly totally fine by me. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's look at that. Let's go ahead and do a naval invasion on Ireland. 71,000 tons. Okay, this is there's really nothing to this. Okay, so we've got the Sachsen, two Sachsen battleships. Let's go ahead and move these guys to Danzig as well. Get the Saxons out of there and make room for the Helgolands with the Princess Wilhelm class. Something tells me that that's not going to work because the heavy cruisers are now slower than the battleship. So we're going to take the Princess Wilhelm out of there too. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to move a light cruiser in there along with, I think we have 2 destroyers left. Emden, Kiel, Danzig, Pillau. Okay, so in Danzig, we've got our battleships. And currently they are repairing, actually, I think. No, nope, 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 nope. The Lothringen and the Heimdall, we can go ahead and set them to defend. And we'll go ahead and pull the crews. Okay. And then the Wirth of the Kaiser Wilhelm II class, we're going to go ahead and pull them as well. And actually, we can pull this guy. Well, you know what? Let's wait. Let's wait and see where. See here, these 45s. You got these are 45. So let's go ahead and move him to Plymouth. Okay. And then move him to Plymouth as well. Except for those destroyers. Let's go ahead and park those destroyers in Bremen for the time being. Actually, move these guys to Plymouth. And those two destroyers can move to be with that battleship. Okay. Okay, and see, there you have it. That was the, oh wow, there was the Princess Wilhelm right there. There's a Princess Wilhelm anyway. But they only travel at 19 knots. We can upgrade our torpedo range, speed, and less chance of duds actually because we've got the new and improved torpedo motors. And it's not like refits on destroyers take terribly long. Not typically, anyway. Yeah, that's going to be maxed out. Okay, the Mine Hunter 2. Okay, and actually we do have advanced radios that we could stick in them now. So let's go ahead and put the advanced radios in there. 18-inch torpedoes, standard, enhanced, hydraulic turrets. Well, there's something. Actually, let's go with the advanced hydraulic turrets. TNT, ballistite, enhanced reloading. Anti-flood number 2, yes. Reinforced bulkheads. And Harvey armor. With natural boilers. And there we have it. So let's go ahead and save that. Now, the destroyers, we are not going to nix the design. The 21s, however, I think it's about time. It is about time to actually do a little bit of spring cleaning, as it were, on our ship designs. So the V21s, the V45s can also go, I think. Or actually, maybe I'll hold on to the V45s. I can continue building those, at least for our friends and neighbors. And then I'm going to go ahead and construct 6 more of these. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to refit the ones that we already have. Oops. Okay. We made a little bit of a mistake here, I think. Or I made a little bit of a mistake. And we're going to continue launching these things in Palau. Because especially now that we have to refit before we're going to send them off into combat. So let's keep them going in Palau. And All right, now. Okay. And that should have freed up enough. Yes, it has freed up enough. So we're going to go ahead and refit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's go ahead and proceed. 2 more months, 5 more months. And then we also have a refit taking place. Actually, a lot of this is going to get cleaned up once these battleships are done repairing. And funny enough, actually, I feel like I should go ahead and build another one of them scatter guns, and launch it. I'm going to go ahead and build another one of those because they have proved to be rather effective. And we're going to launch that in Tsingtao. But we are going to suspend that, at least until all those other ships are done. And then we'll free up enough space to put him back on production. And also actually open that heavy cruiser back up. Excuse me. They are capable of 24 knots. Which ultimately means that they at some point will also be able to do zone control on their own. Now the British have a lot of colonies around elsewhere, so the focus for them might actually become over here in Asia. Might become anyway. 45s. Let's see here. Are the 73s? No, the 73s are undergoing refit right now. But that's okay. Let's move these 45s. Those are V1s. Let's move these 45s down here. And you guys, we're going to move you guys back to Lorengau. Or, move you to Darwin. They're still actually doing a little bit. They are still actually doing a little bit of good work over there. So we'll leave them alone over there for now. And the Ariadne actually don't have any of those back in port just yet to refit. Okay, the next one up for refit's probably going to be the Siegfried. What do we want to do with them? We might even, I might even decide to upgrade these guys to longer barreled 13 and a halves. We'll just have to see. So, anyway, I think that about suffices for that turn. So, next turn we'll have the invasion in Ireland beginning. It's just a matter of where, and thank God it's in Cork. That gives me plenty of room to position fleets in good positions. I mean, if the United States wants to jump in on this, okay. Persia wants to buy V-38. Portugal wants to buy that. Okay, they can buy all of those up that they want. Okay. Anyway. It honestly would be a mistake for him to go up the English Channel right now. And that's because I've got mine layers there in Dover. V-45s in La Have. Okay, so I can start actually taking some of these Ariadnes and refitting them. And let me see. Let's go ahead and resume this. Give those torpedoes much better range. Okay, well, where did all my other ships go then? They're all in Lerwick. Makes sense. Like I said, Zone control ships. Okay. Jesus, I think some of my heavy cruisers now have as much crew as those things have. But then again, I mean, take a look. The armored cruiser Model 3 hull is pretty much the same thing as the pre-dreadnoughts, like the Zoxans and the Zeringens were built on. All right, so let's go ahead, because these guys aren't going to get sold. They're obsolete. So let's go ahead and scrap all of those. And boom, just like that, we're making more money. So he's still got some ports in India that can launch some larger ships. But for the most part, we've taken away his homeland. And, you know, there again, well, what's he gonna do with that? Okay, the Magdeburg can go there. And we'll pull the Ariadne out, or not the Ariadne, we'll pull the Zayadler out of here. Send the Zayadler to Yarmouth. And then from Hamburg, the Danzig can come right out here. And they've got a 26 knot top speed, so that's really good. I like to keep, at least for fleet actions, I like to keep my ships within, you know, two knots either way. So the battleships kind of set the pace. Heavy cruisers, minimum of 2 knots above that. Never slower. Never slower. If your heavy cruisers, at least again, in my opinion, if your heavy cruisers are getting to be slower than your battleships, might be time to consider a new design for your heavy cruisers. Mark II, Mark III actually. Mark III 12-inch guns are coming up. Oh, and we're getting to Dunite. Now Dunite's an interesting one. As you can see, it's kind of a combination of picric acid and basically adding ammonium to it, which gives you better penetration, better damage. I mean, it's actually kind of a nasty shell if you're putting it in heavier ships, or rather, more specifically, so long as you protect them well. So anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward to the next month. And I think I boogered up. Yep, I came off of my typical rhythm. And the Nassaus get to have a little bit of more fun here with some of his other ships. And quite frankly, I think I see what the British problem really is right now. Other than the fact that he's fallen really far behind technologically speaking, um, it's actually part of the major part of his problem. Um, it's really that what he's tapping into now are his reserve ships. He's literally having to tap into his reserve ships. Things that were isolated elsewhere to more remote parts of his empire. I'm going to heal our battleships. Oh my god. Well, that's new. I've never seen. I'm not used to that. That's actually really cool. Okay. Anyway, enough of staring at the pretty pictures and things. Destroyers are getting a little beat up, but that's kind of okay actually. Destroyers are supposed to uh-oh, is he gonna dodge it? Is he gonna dodge this? Nope. Let's do it random bow. Oh, wow. That 6.3-inch gun of his just hammered my destroyer. Dang, poor little guy. Wow. That was very much unexpected. Turn your back for 1 second and poof, there goes the destroyer. Alright, now the problem is that these tubes have to crank all the way around. anyway, the big guns on this ship are the secondary guns on my battleships, right? Um, Speaking of which, where did I put these guys? Semi AP shells. So in other words, if he doesn't have enough armor on his light cruisers, these 5.9s are going to absolutely devastate his ships. Oh, that's it's kind of tough actually, isn't it? And when they line up like that, well, that's always real easy pickings. You just shoot at the one on the other side, and then what they do is typically it'll hammer the poor ship that's in between. Yep, the 105s are starting to get in. Up there we go. Oh wow, that might not be the best thing in the world. Let's turn those torpedoes off. I don't know that I want them doing that. Hmm. Bad move on his part that his deck is more heavily armored. It's not the era for having a heavily armored deck. His 6.3-inch guns. What does he got on there? He's got capped AP shells. So yeah, his problem is he's way outgunned. Oh god! And then the 11-inch guns for the battleships were just crashing right on through him. So no, I'm sorry, England, but that's not gonna fly for you. It's not gonna fly at all. Poor English ship. Poor little English ship. Poor little fella didn't even stand a chance. Nope, not at all. But we lost a destroyer. So, you know what? Let me see here. He wants 2 Kaiserin Augustas. No, you really don't want those Kaiserin Augustas anymore, man. You really don't want those. As a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me that I can probably strike those. Well, they do go 22 knots. I mean, it's not a bad design. It's just I think that was a Japanese one. The Kinpu. That thing was a little turd, wasn't it? Yeah, anyway. Go refit there, and let's come back to the world. All right, here's what we need to do. I need to take another one of these ships. We'll take the Braunschweig. We'll move the Braunschweig to Scapa Flow, and then we'll move the Prince Regent Luitpold back out of there. And look, there we go. A nice center line with two superimposed mounts. That's going to be a nice little ship. I think that those Prince Regent Luitpolds are gonna serve our navy well for another decade or thereabouts. So we got 91 tons. Let's see here. Bremen. Ship design. Let's go ahead and start refitting some more of these. And the Princess Wilhelm at Lerwick. Let's go ahead and set him to defend, and we'll run that down. If anybody wants to buy those, that would be fine by me, honestly. I don't know who is going to want to buy them, and I don't even know if they can, to be honest. That Ariadne at Yarmouth is being repaired. That one's being refit. Okay, so here's what I try to do. When I'm refitting ships in a task force, I'll park them somewhere nearby, but I'll try to rotate them so that when the last month they're refitting, the other ship is on the way. That way I can always keep one constantly upgrading. Plymouth, an Ariadne in Plymouth, and we have a Magdeburg in Tsingtao. There we go. Okay, so let's replace him. Okay. And then we'll take the, oh my god, wow, that's really bad. I didn't even realize that. Okay, well, let's put him in Herbertshöhe. Move you all the way on down there, pal. I don't even know what was going on with that. That was, wow. Got a 10-year-old ship sitting out there like it's going to still do something. I'm going to send these two destroyers on over to Perth. Why not? Let's get them over there so that they're doing a little bit of work. Put two mine layers up on that north. That way anybody coming straight through here has to try to pass through a minefield. Belfast would be another place to stick a mine layer. But in any case, I think, let's see here. I think though we can go ahead and take this task force, and we'll move them back over here. But we're going to add that extra tonnage. Go ahead and add that extra tonnage. And there is nobody moving there. So yeah, go ahead and add that extra tonnage in to kind of maybe ensure that we get that. And there's 4 destroyers in there. They're all undergoing refit, keel. There is another battleship. The Helgoland is almost done commissioning. And since we own the entire, might be okay to go ahead and send the Helgoland by itself. Okay, and we've got upgraded V-73s right there. Okay. German Empire blockades Britain. Sweden wants one with the scatter guns. Yeah, I can go ahead and do that for them. Why not? Wow, Zimbabwe too, huh? Okay, let me see here. We'll go ahead and scrap them. Where really do I want to send him? Let's send him all the way out here to Lorengau. And the finances are about tapped out. So, it's a good time, actually. Very good. All right, here's what we can do, too. Jesus, it's a cormorant. Go ahead and bring the LSAS back over there. We'll decommission and scrap that probably. It's probably what we're looking at. Anyway, we'll go ahead and end this turn here, and then I think we are at about time. So, folks, as always, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop us a like, a subscribe, a follow. It helps the channel grow. It appeases those algorithm gods. And, you know, I guess in a general sense, that in and of itself helps it get out to more folks. So, anyway, every little bit helps. And as always, this is, first of all, first and foremost, thank you for those with signing off. Till next time, gang.